Hey everyone, this is your asynchronous video and what we're going to use in class for the sub to go over the lesson. So the first thing is everyone needs to go ahead and complete their attendance and warm-up. I want you to take a look at these three images and I want you to use your reading from last class period that you did after the test and see if you guys can identify the vocabulary that describes the properties shown in figures A, B, and C. Asynchronous, I'd like you to hit pause, and I'd like to hit pause in class as well for the students to work while the sub takes attendance. Okay, we're back, and let's go over the answers that you could have come up with. Number one, A is when you take a hammer to a metal, it can be flattened into thin sheets, much like aluminum foil, which you probably have in your house, and that is called malleable. Another property of metals is they can be drawn into thin wires, which is called ductile or ductile. So copper is really good for that. Think of your Christmas lights that you have. You can see that, those little tiny wires that allow the electricity to be conducted through them, because that's another property of metals. And the last one here is showing how shiny it is, and the science word for shiny is called luster. Let's take a look at what we're going to be doing today. Your learning target is to review how you interpret the arrangement of the periodic table back in 6th grade, looking at physical properties for metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. So you'll be reviewing that. You're also going to get a new word called valence electrons, which leads into how the periodic table is also arranged for what we're going to be learning in 8th grade. Few housekeeping. If you were absent last class and you were sitting in face-to-face class right now, live, you need to see the sub for your test, and you're going to take your test and then do all of this asynchronously. If you are virtual right now, I need you to stop doing this lesson and to go take the test in the Aware Testing Center, and that needs to be completed by 4 o'clock today. You do get to use your periodic table and your review sheet on the test for both in class and at home. I'll make sure I get your test returned to you next week when I'm back on Tuesday with you. Today you're going to watch a couple of videos called Periodic Table Song and TED video on the periodic table. You're then going to spend about 15 minutes going through some Quizlet flashcards in different modes, because this vocabulary is really important. And then for you to understand valence electrons, you really need to watch this What is Reactivity video so that you understand why we're talking about valence electrons. And then the big thing that you're going to be doing in class today is your periodic table interactive notebook. At home it's digital, in class it's paper. In class you can open up your cell phone so that you know what slide we're on, because there's like 4 slides on every page and you're going to be writing your answers on the paper. And the last thing is you'll need 3 light colored map pencils, because you're going to actually color the metals, nonmetals, and metalloids on your periodic table that we use in the classroom, on that yellow periodic table I gave you, or even the white one if you printed it at home. Homework would be to complete any slides and coloring of your periodic table. So let's take a quick look at what Google Classroom looks like. So here's the 2 introductory videos that you'll need to watch. You're then going to go into Quizlet, and you are going to spend 5 minutes in flashcard mode of this. You're going to spend another 5 minutes in learn mode, and then you can play a game such as match for about 3 to 5 minutes. So we're going to spend quite a bit of time learning that vocabulary. Item number 3, you're going to want to watch this video. The following video explains reactivity as it relates to atomic structure. It is super important, and it will make things more understanding as you do the reading. And then the last thing is we have our periodic table IMB and the coloring of your periodic table. Everyone has their own copy, so if you're doing it digitally, if not, you have the paper copies. You're going to complete the slides reviewing the physical properties and how they're grouped from 6th grade. Once you're done with that, you're going to then make a key using M for metals, NM for nonmetals, and MD for metalloids on your periodic table in the upper left corner. And you're going to color them appropriately, and you may have to go back and look at the slides in the presentation to help you see which ones are metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. Face-to-face students, those completing the paper copies, you might want to pull up those slides on your phone because it gets a little confusing of which slide comes next following the other, and you want to keep them in order for it to make sense. So finish up these notes and coloring if you don't finish in class. Have a great weekend.